Okay, now in today's lecture we will going to discuss about the nutrition in animals, because we have already discussed about the nutrition in plants. In plants we discussed about the process of photosynthesis. That means we have done with the mechanism of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? What are the essential conditions? What are raw material? And we have also discussed about the raw material which is being used in the photosynthesis. Now here also we will going to discuss about how the animal utilize the nutrient and obtain energy out of it. Since when we discussed in the earlier lectures about the types of nutrition, so we have also discussed about the mode of nutrition, that is holozoic mode of nutrition. In that holozoic mode of nutrition we have discussed about amoeba, because by taking an example of amoeba we have explained this holozoic mode of nutrition. Now amoeba basically it is a unicellular eukaryote, it's a protozoa, single cell organism, but its mode of nutrition is similar to that of animals as well as we human being. Here in holozoic mode of nutrition which is taken place by amoeba includes several steps, that was ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and digestion. Fine. So these are the major 5 steps in case of holozoic nutrition followed by amoeba as well as other animals and we human beings also. Now what is ingestion, what is digestion, what is absorption, what is assimilation and what is digestion? Since we have discussed it in the previous lecture also, but today I am again repeating the same thing to make you all memorize it. Now what is ingestion? What amoeba does, first of all, this is amoeba which doesn't have a definite shape. Now if there is any food available near its cell, for example it is a food which is available near its cell. Now what it start doing, amoeba senses that food and it will start making the pseudopodia around it. Pseudopodia means the false feet of amoeba, which is formed by evagination of its membrane only. Now after that this food engulfed by the amoeba and then the food vacuole formed by the amoeba. This is the food vacuole having food inside it. Now inside this whole process is known as ingestion. This is the very first step, that is ingestion. That means by the formation of pseudopodia and by mechanism of phagocytosis process, the food ingested by this amoeba cell. In the same way, we animal or we human being also ingest the food, but we have certain hands and we have lips to capture the food inside our mouth. Second process is then digestion. Now after ingesting the food inside our mouth or inside a cell, this food will going to be digested inside the food vacuole. This food will going to now digest. Now this digestion takes place by the help of certain digestive enzymes, because this food vacuole formed actually by the lysosomes only. Lysosomes are the cell organelle present in the cell. The lysosome contains certain hydrolytic enzyme or digestive enzyme which will going to digest all the food material. This digestive enzyme digests all the food So this is the digested food now. Now after complete digestion of food by the action of digestive enzyme inside the lysosome or inside the food vacuole. Now this will takes place later. This digested food now get absorbed into the cytoplasm. This is absorption now. The digested food whenever absorbed, here we are talking about a single cell, that is why the digested food is releasing out, or you can say distributed in the cytoplasm of a cell. But in case of multicellular structure like in animals or in we human being, absorption means after digestion the digested food goes into the blood, and the blood distribute all the digested nutrient into different tissues or into different cells. Now after absorption, what happens? The digested food will then completely utilized this by the cytoplasm, and this utilization of the digested nutrient to produce energy out of it is known as assimilation. But after complete digestion or after absorption and assimilation, there are undigested material left behind in the vacuole. This undigested material now this undigested form which is present in the vacuole itself is again need to be eject out of the cell, because it is useless material of a cell, so it will thrown out of the cell through the process of exocytosis, and this process is known as egestion. So in this manner, the animal follows a mode of nutrition which is known as holozoic mode of nutrition. This is a brief mechanism of nutrition in animals, whether it is amoeba or whether it is animal or we human being. Now we will going to discuss about the human alimentary canal, or we will going to discuss about the design of digestive system of human beings. So let's discuss it. First, we need to draw the diagram of human alimentary canal. Then we can understand through what mechanism or through what steps the digestion of food takes place. So now we are discussing the nutrition in human. Now we are going to draw the human alimentary canal. Now this is the complete human alimentary canal. Let's label it. First, this is mouth part. This is esophagus, also known as food pipe. This is our stomach. This is liver, where it is a gallbladder. This is pancreas. Now this particular part is duodenum, which is a part of small intestine, the C-shaped structure. Then this part is jejunum, and the last part is known as ileum. So duodenum, jejunum and ileum is the part of small intestine. This whole part is known as large intestine. This complete part is known as large intestine. Now this large intestine has various parts. This part, this is where the small intestine, where the distal end of small intestine is adjoining the large intestine. This part is known as cecum. This cecum is the end distal part of large intestine with which the small intestine part is connecting through certain ducts, and this cecum is the extension, is extended into a nerve, is known as appendix. So appendix is an extension of cecum of large intestine. Then this particular part is colon. The colon is having three major regions. This is ascending colon, this is transverse colon, and this is descending colon. Then this cecum, colon, and then it continues into the rectum part. And then last is anus, that is anal pore. Fine. Now let's discuss the detail of the whole structure. This is the whole complete alimentary canal which found in we human being. This alimentary canal starts from mouth. The first structure of alimentary canal is mouth, and the last structure of alimentary canal is anus. Mouth is the part through where the food is ingested inside it. That means you can say the mouth is actually surrounded by lips. These lips are two in number, or you can say the very loose or very soft skins folds forms these two lips which actually surrounds our mouth part. Mouth surrounds a buccal cavity, the oral cavity we call it as. Actually this cavity present inside the mouth is known as buccal cavity or oral cavity. Now when we goes inside the oral cavity, oral or you can say buccal cavity, this oral or buccal cavity contains various parts. Now let's discuss first of all about the mouth part or mouth which actually surrounds a cavity known as oral cavity or a buccal cavity. This buccal cavity contains various components. The most important, palate, tongue, teeth. First we will going to discuss about the structural components. Now what is palate, what is tongue and what is teeth? If we talk about the oral cavity, that is the buccal cavity, this oral or buccal cavity is having the part that is palate. This palate is a horizontal partition. It is actually a partition present or you can say it divides the nasal chamber from the oral chamber. That means it is a partition between nasal chamber and the oral chamber. So palate is actually the partition between nasal and oral chamber. Now we will going to discuss first of all about the palate. Now this partition which is known as palate, this palate again divide into two main region, the anterior palate and the posterior part. The anterior palate is very hard. This is very hard. This anterior part is very hard, and in some human beings it has finger-like projections, or you can say the rouges, that is known as rouge, R-U-G-A-E, rouge. Fine. This is earlier was used for those human beings who used to catch their prey and eat them. So that is why these rouges were used to capture their prey or to capture their food. But nowadays it is not being used. Then after anterior end, we goes to towards the end, that is the posterior part. This is known as soft palate. When we open your mouth in front of mirror, then you used to see that there is another region behind, that is a very soft, and a conical projection hangs like in the soft palate. So this is the projection of a soft palate only, present just at behind of our mouth, is known as uvula. This is known as uvula. Now what is the role of this uvula is? This uvula, whenever we ingest the food, this uvula just gets tilted or gets twisted, or you can say it blocks the passage of nasal chamber. This uvula gets tilted and it blocks the passage of nasal chamber. That means it is acting like a gate which closes the nasal cavity while ingesting the food, so that the food cannot enter into the nasal cavity and directly the food enters into the food pipe. So this is about palate. Now let's discuss about tongue. What is tongue? Now tongue is a very soft, or you can say cartilaginous tissue. Basically tongue is a cartilaginous organ, it doesn't have any bone. Fine. Now this tongue, what is the role of tongue actually? Tongue is having for taste buds. Tongue having different taste buds to feel taste of different food or different type of food. Another function of tongue helps in mixing of food with saliva. Basically tongue helps in mixing of food with saliva. Now what is saliva? Basically saliva secreted in the mouth only by salivary glands. So there are different type of salivary glands present in our mouth. There are 3 types of salivary gland present in our mouth part, which secrete certain secretion which collectively known as saliva, and this saliva contains certain enzymes, that is lysozyme, as well as it is also having an enzyme salivary amylase. Salivary amylase is the enzyme. This saliva contains the enzyme known as salivary amylase, also known as another enzyme lysozyme. Salivary amylase also known as ptyalin, as well as it contains salts. Fine. Now what is the role of saliva? The saliva is going to help in the process of digestion of food. This digestion of food takes place by salivary amylase. The salivary amylase is a specialized enzyme for the digestion of starch. Actually, we human beings eat the cooked form of starch. This cooked form of starch is actually digested by salivary amylase. So, the salivary amylase secreted when the saliva. Another enzyme present in saliva is lysozyme. This lysozyme acts against bacteria. So, certain type of bacteria if enter along with the food, so the bacteria will also inhibited. That means the growth of bacteria inhibited by the lysozyme. So, these two enzymes play a very important role which is present in saliva secreted by salivary glands. So, this tongue is going to help in mixing the food with this saliva only and form a food bolus, so that the food become moist with the saliva and it can be easily ingested and goes into the esophagus and passes to the stomach. Another function of tongue is also, it also helps in cleaning of teeth also. This is the secondary function of tongue, because through tongue also we can clean our tooth parts or we can clean our teeth part if any food particles stuck in between the teeth. So the tongue also helps us to clean the food particles. So this is all about tongue. Now let's discuss about teeth. Now teeth is, the teeth part contains, if you want to say about what is teeth, so teeth is the hard bony structure. Teeth is a hard bony structure. Now this teeth is the hard bony structure. In human being, we in our whole life we have two different set of teeth. Temporary teeth and permanent teeth. Fine. Temporary teeth are 20 in number, which is present at the very lower age, at the infant age of about 2 to 3 years. Permanent teeth is about 32 in number. This is present at the age of adult age. That means this will not going to be destroyed now, but the temporary teeth will going to replace by the permanent teeth. So that is why in our whole life there are two set of teeth, and that is why the condition is known as diphyodont. It means we have two different sets of teeth appear in our whole life duration. Now let's discuss about actually the structure of teeth. What is the structure of teeth is, before continuing with the types of teeth, let's first discuss about the structure of teeth. This is the structure, basic structure of teeth. It's the enamel part, which is the part of teeth present visible, or it is visible from outside. This is the hard bony, सबसे hardest bone अगर हमारे body में है तो that is enamel. Then below the enamel, it is dentine. The second hardest part of teeth is known as dentine, and the innermost part is pulp. This is pulp. This pulp part contains the network of blood vessels. The network of blood vessels. Because in enamel and dentine there is no network of blood vessels, but in the pulp it is there. There is a presence of blood vessels network. So whenever the cavity created in the teeth due to action of bacteria, then when those bacteria reach up to the pulp part, then only we feel pain or we senses that. Otherwise, till their action over enamel or dentine, we do not feel any pain, but whenever it reaches up to the pulp cavity or the pulp part, then only we feel pain. So that is the dental caries we call it, whenever the bacteria or any microorganism reaches up to the pulp part, the root part. The teeth is having, this is the upper part and this is our root part, the root part of teeth. This root part of teeth present inside the gums. This is our gums, fine. So in human, the teeth present in a bony cavity known as socket, that is surrounded by gums only, which is formed by gums only. So this is a condition present in human being where the teeth present in a socket or in a cavity. So this is all about the structure of teeth. Now in the next lecture we will going to continue with the types of teeth as well as all the different parts of alimentary canal also. Thank you.